Hey guys, this is News Today section Vision IS Inspiring Innovation. Today is 1st December 2023. Our today's first news is loss and damage L&D fund cleared on day 1 of the COP28 summit of the UNFCCC. L&D Loss and Damage Fund was first announced during COP27 in Sharm el Sheikh, Egypt in 2022. L&D refers to the negative consequences arising from the unavoidable risks of climate change like rising sea level, prolonged heat waves, species extinction and crop failures, etc. L&D fund. What is L&D fund? It is meant to compensate countries already dealing with climate change. It will be based at the World Bank but managed by the independent secretariat. Several countries including UAE, Germany, UK, Japan, etc. pledged money to the fund. Some challenges are here. So what are the challenges in compensation for L&D? What are challenges? First one is the absence of mutually agreed upon definition to categorize L&D activities that overlap with humanitarian support, poor data availability and processes for systematically collecting, recording and reporting information on L&D, low technical capacity, especially in developing countries to scientifically model L&Ds. So now we'll know about Warsaw International Mechanism. What is Warsaw International Mechanism? WIM, Warsaw International Mechanism, WIM for L&D. WIM for L&D means loss and damage was established at COP19 in 2013 in Warsaw, Poland to address L&D associated with climate change in developing countries. Functions of WIM: enhance knowledge and understanding of comprehensive risk management approaches, enhance action and support including finance, technology and capacity building to address L&D. Here we had one name, UNFCCC. What is UNFCCC? Its full form is United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. UNFCCC. UNFCCC is a multilateral treaty adopted in 1992 to measure progress and negotiate multilateral responses to climate change. It entered into force in 1994. Currently, 198 countries near universal membership have ratified the convention, called parties to the convention. This year's COP28 COP is being hosted by UAE. Our second news is Sri Lanka agrees on debt restructuring with creditor nations. Sri Lanka agrees on debt restructuring with creditor nations. What is this news? Why is in news? The OCC Official Creditor Committee. The OCC Official Creditor Committee and Sri Lanka agreed on the main parameter of the debt treatment consistent with those of Extended Fund Facility EFF agreement between Sri Lanka and the IMF. Earlier in March, the IMF agreed to USD 2.9 billion bailout package for Sri Lanka, releasing the first payment shortly thereafter. For the second bailout installment, Sri Lanka needed financial assurance from its bailout creditors. Subsequently, major lenders formed the OCC. OCC in, came into form because of Sri Lanka need financial assurance. Sri Lanka needed financial assurance from the bailout creditors. Subsequently, major lenders from the formed in OCC. OCC means Official Creditor Committee. China, Sri Lanka's largest bailout creditor, has opted to stay out of the OCC but has attended the meeting as an observer. The objective of EFF supported program are the restore macroeconomic stability and debt sustainability, safeguard financial stability, and step up structural reforms to unlock Sri Lanka's growth potential. But India, where is India? Initiative by India. India has extended nearly $4 billion in food and financial assistance to Colombo, including currency swaps and credit lines. India was the first country to hand over its letter of support for financing and debt restructuring of Sri Lanka to IMF. India dispatched several shipments of essentials such as fuel, food, and fertilizers to its neighbor. So, what is OCC? OCC includes India and Hungary, and in addition to Paris Club creditors, it is co-chaired by India, Japan, and France. France as the chair of the Paris Club. Paris Club, formed in 1956, is an informal group of the official creditors whose role is to find coordinated and sustainable solutions to the payment difficulties experienced by borrower countries. India is not a member of OCC. So now we move toward the next news. Unlocking the Web 3 Potential report released by Primus Partners. What is Primus Partner and why it released the report Unlocking the Web 3 Potential? What is Web 3? What is Web 1? What is Web 2? So we'll know about this news. Web 3 is described as future of internet. It includes cryptocurrencies, non-fungible tokens, decentralized autonomous organizations DAO, and more. It provides a version of the web where users have financially stake and more control over the web communities they belong to. First, wave 1, wave 2. What is wave 1? Wave 1 also called the static wave. Wave 1, also called the static wave, enabled easy access to information. Wave 1. Wave 2 built on advancements in web technologies, enabled interactive platforms like Facebook, etc. Key findings. So, what are the key findings in this report? In 2022, India held 11% of the global Web3 developer pool, ranked third worldwide. Web3 sector is projected to create 2.2 million direct jobs in India in next decade. What is the application of Web3? Application of Web3: decentralized finance, asset tokenization, digital identity and ownership, and metaverse. So we'll know about all 4 points. Decentralized finance. First one is decentralized finance. Application of Web3 first. Decentralized finance: open access to financial service without intermediaries. assessed tokenization. Second is assessed tokenization. Convert physical digital assets into digital tokens, offering fractional ownership, liquidity, etc. Digital identity and ownership. Secure maintenance of ownership of digital identity. Metaverse. Create an immersive, interconnected virtual experience. But some challenges are here: high tax rate, lack of ease of doing business, and fragmented regulatory approaches are some challenges. So, what are the recommendations for it? Recognize Web3 as a separate vertical under Startup India. Global emphasis to coordinated monitoring and enforcement. Identity primary regulator and define licensing and registration requirements. Establish regulatory sandboxes, etc. Our next news: ILO released report, a call for safer and healthier working environments. Third news is ILO released a report. Its title is A Call for Safer and Healthier Working Environments. The International Labour Organization ILO is the only uh, tripartite UN agency tripartite UN agency with government and employer and worker representative. Government, employer, and worker representative. It encourages decent employment opportunities and work-related issues. So this is the ILO's report. What is the key points of the report's key highlights? In 2019, work-related deaths rose to 2.93 million. Rose to 2.93 million, a 12% increase from 2000 year. Majority of work-related deaths are caused by work-related diseases like circulatory and respiratory diseases. Circulatory and respiratory diseases. Exposure to long working hours uh, is equal and more than 55 hours per week causes most death among occupational risk factor. But some challenges are highlighted. So challenges highlighted is challenges in worker demographics such as age, gender, and migration impact occupational safety. Over 2 billion people, 60% of the global workforce, 2 billion people, over 2 billion people work in the informal economy, lacking adequate legal and social protection. Report highlights ILO's Safety Plus Health for All program, a key vehicle a key vehicle of the delivering ILO's Occupational Safety and Health Occupational Safety and Health OSH agenda. So we'll know deliberately about ILO's Safety Plus Health for All and OSH. What is OSH? Full form is Occupational Safety and Health for All program, launched in 2015. It focuses on prevention of promote a safety and healthy working environment, which is fundamental principle and right at work. Vision Zero Fund is G7 initiative and later endorsed by the G20 in 2017, is an integral part of Safety Plus Health for All program. New global strategy on OSH. OSH means adopted by ILO's governing body, Occupational Safety and Health OSH. new global safety for on OSH, aim to promote and release the fundamental right to a safety and healthy working environment worldwide. It identifies three pillars. First pillar is improving national OSH framework. Second pillar, integrate OSH into national policies and adopt whole of government or approaches appro नहीं है approaches to OSH approaches to OSH, enhancing workplace OHS management system. So this was our news. Our next news is Central approves Rs 1658 crores recovery and reconstruction R&R plan for Josimath. Recovery and reconstruction R&R plan aims to recover Josimath, Uttarakhand affected by the landslide and ground subsidence. It involves 1079.96 crore in central assistance from the National Disaster Response Funds recovery and reconstructions window, with the state government providing the remaining fund. The recovery plan would be implemented in 3 years following the best parties Build Back Better BBB principle and sustainability initiatives. About BBB principle, what is BBB? BBB means Build Back Better. It is a post-disaster recovery approach aimed at the reducing future vulnerability. It emphasizes using the reconstruction to improve communities' resilience. A central aspect of BBB is a people-centered recovery that enhances well-being and inclusivity and reduces inequality. It is one of the 4 priority actions under the Sendai framework for disaster risk reduction 2015-2013. The other 3 are understanding disaster risk, strengthening disaster risk governance, investing the disaster reduction for resilience. Where is Josimath land? About Josimath. Josimath landslide disaster. Josimath is a hilly town located in Chamoli district, Uttarakhand. It falls the high risk seismic zone 5 ancient landslide residue. 9 technical reports of central government institutions on Josimath attributed incident to location on the slope over the morainic deposits or loose sediments, population pressure and construction of multi-story buildings, and absence of a system for proper disposal of water coming from the upper reaches. Our next news is Supreme Court references from the staying amendment to the Forest Conservation Amendment Act 2023. So Forest Conservation Act, FCA Act 2023, and nowadays Supreme Court reference from staying amendments to the Forest Conservation Amendment Act 2023. The petition said the FCA 2023 represents a complete relaxation of duty imposed on the state to the protect and improve the environment. What Supreme Court said, key highlights of the amendment. What is amendment? What is this amendment? FCA amendment to 2023. Key highlights of amendment: two types of land will be under the purview of the act: land declared as forest under Indian Forest Act 1927 or under any other law, and land was notified as forest in government record after 1980. Both types of lands will be under this act. Act will be not applicable for land covered to non-forest use before December 12, 1996. Exempts liner infrastructure project like road and highways from seeking forest clearance permissions if they are located within 100 kilometers of the national border. Allows on non-forest activities on forest land like running zoos and ecotourism facilities, etc. But some concerns are here. Concerns raised. Amendment stands in contrast to Godavarman Thirumulpa's judgment in 1996, where Supreme Court ruled that Forest Conservation Act would apply to all land parcels 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 that were either recorded as forest or resembled the dictionary meaning of forest. Areas that stand to be affected include about 40% of the Aravalli range. Exempting land near border areas may adversely impact forest cover and worldwide in northeastern state. FCA 2023 will take effect from 1 December. Some also in newses are here, short newses. First is Nagarjuna Sagar Dam. Nagarjuna Sagar is the largest and highest masonry dam in the world. It took its name from the great Buddhist scholar Nagarjuna. Nagarjuna Sagar Dam is located on the Krishna River, straddling the borders Nalgonda and Guntur districts. Some objectives: multi-purpose irrigation and hydroelectric project termed as one of the modern temples of the India. The Ithipothala waterfalls as the Sri Salem Worldwide Reserve are found within the vicinity of the dam. As per the provisions of the Andhra Pradesh Recognition Act 2014, Nagarjuna Dam is controlled as supervised by Telangana. Andhra Pradesh was given the control over Sri Salem project. So this was our short news. Second news is Booker Prize. What is Booker Prize and why is it in news? Irish novelist Paul Lynch won the Booker Prize in 2023 for his fifth novel Prophet Song. About Booker Prize. Founded in 1969, the Booker Prize is open English language novel from any country that have been published in Britain and Ireland. It aimed to the stimulate and reading and discussion of contemporary fiction. Some Indian origin authors who won the prize includes V.S. Naipaul 1971, Salman Rushdie 1981, Arundhati Roy 1997, among others. Note: Note: Booker Prize is given for fiction books written in English only, whereas International Booker Prize is awarded for books translated into English. So you focus on this two different things. Our next news is exit polls. Recently, Election Commission of India (ECI) uh, rescheduled the timeline for publication of exit polls for the general election to the legislative assemblies. An exit poll is a poll of voters taken uh, immediately after they have exited polling stations. Guidelines for conduct and publication of exit polls results are issued by the ECI under Article 324 and Section 126A of the Representation of People RP Act 1951. Representation of People Act 1951, Section 126A and Article 324 in under the Constitution. It provides power to ECI. What is the Section 126A of RP Act 1951? 126A1 prohibits conducting, publishing, or disseminating exit polls results during a period notified by the Election Commission. Our next news is a newborn star's circumstellar disk. Circumstellar disk. Newborn star's circumstellar disk. What is it and why it is in news? Astronomers detect a circumstellar disk around a star in the large Magellanic Cloud satellite galaxy of the Milky Way. Detection made using Atacama Large Millimeter Submillimeter Array ALMA ALMA telescope. Newborn stars with the circumstellar disk had been observed by astronomers only in the Milky Way galaxy until now. Stars form from dust and gas. After a star is formed, the remaining dust and gas are trapped in orbit, forming a rotating disk or torus around the young star known as a circumstellar disk. Benefit of this discovery. What is the benefit? Expands understanding of high mass and star formation. So we heard one name, ALMA telescope. About ALMA telescope, it is a radio telescope that studies celestial object at millimeter and submillimeter wavelengths. Location: Atacama Desert in Chile. Chile is a South American country in west direction, connecting with coast of Atlantic Ocean. Yes, I think Atlantic Ocean. Yes, Atlantic, or it may be, no, it not Atlantic, it's Pacific Ocean. Pacific Ocean. Yes. Our next news is snake bite deaths in India. Avoidable Death Network ADN experts have set up a hub in an Odisha village to look into life-saving solutions for snake bites. ADN means Avoidable Deaths Network, a global membership network dedicated to avoiding human deaths from natural hazards. In India, over 50,000 people die from snake bites annually. 50,000 people annually. It's a large data. WHO formally listed snake bite in envenoming as a highest priority neglected tropical disease in June 2017. In 2015, India ratified WHO's snakebite uh, envenoming strategy for prevention and control. Our next news is Sindhu Durg Fort. Why it is in news? And what is Sindhudurg? Where is Sindhudurg? Indian Navy will conduct operational demonstration covering naval operation by the ships and aircraft at Sindhudurg Fort. About Sindhudurg Fort, what is Sindhudurg Fort? It's a sea fort. It calls a sea fort, historical fort. The occupies an islate in Arabian Sea off the coast of Malavan town, Maharashtra. Built by Maratha ruler Chhatrapati Shivaji, its construction began in 1664 and was completed after 3 years. Its main entrance is concealed in such a way that no one can locate it from outside. Fort houses a handprint and footprint of Shivaji's. Our next news is sub Neptunes. What are the sub Neptunes? Why is it in news? 6 sub Neptune planets were discovered and found in rare condition called orbital resonance. What is orbital resonance? Orbital resonance is when orbiting objects have orbits in a simple numerical ratio, creating a regular repeating pattern. About sub Neptunes, planet with radius between the Earth and Neptune are referred to sub Neptunes. Planets radii between the Earth and Neptune are referred to as sub Neptunes. They are found in close in orbits around more than half of all sun-like stars. They are in multiple combinations of rock, water, and atmospheric composition that can reduce reproduce reproduce the mass and density of the planet. Our next news is Mahasagar. Maha means maritime heads for active security and growth for all. Mahasagar, maritime heads for active security and growth for all. In the region, it's Mahasagar is the Indian Navy's outreach initiative for the high level virtual interaction between maritime heads for active security and growth for all in the region. It was attended by representatives of Indian Ocean region, uh, region littorals, Bangladesh, Comoros, Kenya, Madagascar, Maldives, and Mauritius, Mozambique, Seychelles, Sri Lanka, and Tanzania. It was a maiden edition with the theme Collective Maritime Approach toward countering common challenges. It's an consonance with the government's vision of Sagar, security and growth for all in the region. So we are about to ending our last point, personalities in news. Today's personality is Henry Kissinger, Kissinger. Why Henry Kissinger in news? Henry Kissinger, the dominant U.S. Diplomat of the Cold War era, dies at age 100. Born in 1923 and died 2023. So 1923 to 2023, 1923, 2023. It's gap 100 year. So 100 at 100 year, a perfect data. Contribution. Henry Kissinger's contribution is negotiated America's exit for the Vietnam War, winning a Nobel Peace Prize. He was involved in detente negotiations with the Soviet leaders, played a role in laying the groundwork for the US to establish full diplomatic relations with China. In India, Henry Kissinger is remembered for the role of supporting Pakistan during the Bangladesh War 1971. Books written: World Order book, Order 2014, and China 2011. Two books are here in news. Personalities, values. So we can learn states, state, statesmanship, statesmanship, and real politic, statesmanship are two values we can learn from Henry Kissinger. So it was our today's news. So this is 1st December. Please subscribe my channel for 2nd December, 3rd December, 4th December in upcoming days. Thank you.